Hi there, my name's Junaid and I'm one of the anaesthetic registrars here at Southmead Hospital. And what we want to do is give you a quick induction of the interventional radiology suites here at Southmead. Now, as a second anaesthetist, you might be asked to do procedures such as coiling or stroke thrombectomies, and so I just want to give you a few key points to be aware of for those procedures in terms of your anaesthetic. The first thing to be aware of is that the IR suite is actually located on level 2 next to the main theatre complex. So although it's next to the complex, it is technically a remote location. So be sure to know where your nearest available help is, as it can be quite far away, as you can tell in this video. The next thing to be aware of is that the drugs cupboard is much smaller than it is in main theatres, since this part is mostly involved with the interventional radiology procedures. So the main drugs cupboard is here and a small compartment in here as well. So make sure you've got all the things that you need before you start anaesthetic, or it might take a bit of time to get it if you need it midway through the procedure. The fridge for interventional radiology is located in the actual room itself, at the back of the room, and it contains all the drugs that you require. And in interventional radiology 4, it has your stroke thrombectomy box, and this contains all the drugs that you need for a rapid sequence induction, including the uppers, in case you're called to do a GA on a stroke thrombectomy patient. The next thing to be aware of is the emergency alarm. It is not these, as these will stop the laser or the CT scanner directly, and instead you need to look for the emergency pull alarm that is located usually near the anaesthetic gas outlets and has got an emergency pull on it instead. So when the patient comes in, they'll normally come in through the doors there and will arrive on bed. And as you can see, space is much more limited than it is in your normal operating theatre. So your anaesthetic assistant will generally be to the right of you with the airway trolley, and the anaesthetic machine will be behind you. And as you can see, it's very difficult to get to any drugs if you haven't drawn them up already, as the fridge is behind the C-arm and the drugs cabinet is behind you there. So make sure you've got all your drugs ready to hand and are freely available and easy to get to. Now you'll generally anaesthetise the patient on the bed because the bed is able to have head up, or you can tilt the bed down as well, whereas the table doesn't have those functions. So generally anaesthetise the patient on the bed if you can. Once the airway is secure and you're happy, then the table here is then able to be turned to be parallel with your bed, and then you move the patient across, and then the table will then be moved into the correct position. So once the patient is on the table itself, there's a few things just to bear in mind. First thing is that the C-arm behind us will be moving up and down the patient, and what you want to make sure is that none of your lines or tubes get caught. So generally you want your access lines and your tube and all the lines to be running along down the patient and out this way. The other thing to be aware of is that during the procedure, space will get very confined in this area, as this thing, the monitor which the interventional radiologist will be using, will be swung into position here. So that will very much limit how much access you can get to the patient during the procedure. So the last thing to be aware of is that during the procedure, the front doors will be locked because of the radiation that's being used. So if you want to get in or out of the suite, you need to use the control room, which is accessed through the door back there. So I hope you found the video useful. Just a brief outline of the main things to be aware of in the interventional radiology suite. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you enjoy your time here. Thanks.